What's up, y'all? It's your boy BZ, and I'm coming to y'all with a dream message. So, last night, I had a dream that, well, it was kind of like, it was more than one, but the part that stuck out the most was, it was this part where, like, somebody was, like, running away from, like, I don't know what it was, but it was, like, every time, but it was, like, a repeat cycle, because it happened, like, 3 or 4 times. So, the first time, like, they ran away, but they wasn't scared. Then they ran, like, all the other times, then they ran away, they was kind of, like, scared. So, what I got from that, and like intuitively how I just felt in the dream, it felt like somebody was running away from something that if they just stayed at, it would be okay. But it was because they ran away that it created a problem. So it's like the problems followed them or chased them. So versus if they would have just stayed and fixed the problems. And in a dream, like another feeling I was feeling was like being insecure about something. So somebody was kind of like feeling like not good enough. So they kept running away from an opportunity or a situation because they feel like they wasn't up to par or they wasn't good enough. But then, if they would have stayed and faced with whatever the problem was that they were running away from, so it's basically like it was meant for them to stay to figure out the problem, because them running away from the problem basically chased them. But it's like the more and more that they start getting chased, the more and more they start like fearing, like they start getting more scared. Because in the dream, I remember like I was kept running, but like every time like I did, like I'd be like how you be dreaming, you can feel like you get like. So I knew that whoever it was, like, or whatever they was feeling in the dream, like it was something that was really like either traumatizing, something that was like really affected them to the point that they had to run away. So my advice to y'all is like, if there's stuff that you're going through that you feel like you can't face or that you feel nervous to talk about, try to find a way to stop running away. Because running away is so easy, but then again, it's not easy because it's like everything start chasing. You start feeling like you start seeing signs about stuff. You start seeing this and this and that, and then it kind of just be all over your face. So you kind of run away. And I feel like that's what I kind of got. So I feel like somebody's trying to run away from a sign, or somebody's trying to run away from a person or a place or a thing that, I don't know. I'm not gonna say it has value, but like that's what I'm hearing in my head. Like it's something that has value, but the person's running away because they're scared of it or they're scared of a situation or something. I don't know. I'm literally intuitively just saying this shit to y'all. So in that dream, before they ran away, it was like somebody approached them. And then, like, when the person approached them, it was like they ran away. Like I said, the first time it was more so just like it was like a runaway. It was like a walk away. It was like, and then like go. But then every time after that, it was like a full out sprint, like go. So either it could be somebody who's running away from a person that they don't want to be around, or it could be the opposite effect that somebody's not running away from something that they don't want to be around, but they're running away from something that's, see, it's coming through. Hold on, it could be two different stories. So one story could be somebody's running away, they're like not running away from something, but their fear is that they won't run away. So it's like in the dream they run away. It's like it's the opposite. That's how our dreams work. Dreams work when they show things from an opposite perspective because it's meant to be understood. When you interpret your dreams and you really look at the way your dreams make you feel, when you really look deep at when you really look at that part of the dream where it's like the action's happening, and then you wake up from the dream, you don't understand it right then and there. But the more you get to talking about the dream, you start getting into it, you start seeing like what you really felt, what the people around you made you feel. Then you can start to access what the dream really means to you. And so with this dream, like I really got that somebody was like running away from something that if they just stayed, like if they dealt with it head on, there would be nothing to run away from. But because they're running away, it's like the problem is chasing them. And so every time every time they run away, it's like the problem chasing them harder and harder. So now they start fearing more. They start getting more into like a lower vibration because they don't understand like why. Like they're not getting it. Like they're not getting why they have to do this, why they have to face this person, or why they have to deal with this situation. But it's part of their lesson. So until they stop running, they're gonna continue to feel that feeling of like fear, or feeling that feeling of like nervousness, or not feeling safe to go and do or talk about whatever it is. So if it's things that y'all going through right now that y'all feel like y'all can't face or y'all not ready to face, have an honest conversation with yourself and let yourself know, I'm not ready. Or even if it's a person, I'm not ready. Don't feel like you got to be pressured to say what you got to say. I'm on a video right now. Don't be pressured to feel like you got to say what you like. Don't feel like you got to be pressured into stuff. But make sure you feel at an ease of what you're trying to do. And another thing, it's not about feeling less than the other person. It's about being open to how you feel, being open to knowing that you don't feel a certain feel or that you do feel a certain feel. It's about expanding and allowing yourself to see things more from a wider and a deeper perspective. Because you think of a lot of things that we see, we don't register in a perspective of like, oh, this is good for me, this is bad for me. We just look at it as like, oh, it is what it is. Like, but once you transfer your mind to see things for like what they really are and stop looking at it on the surface, then you'll probably see. So let's say there is a situation somebody's running away from, right? They're running away from the situation because they don't understand it. So because they don't understand it, it's giving them so much of like this insecurity that they don't feel like they're enough. So they have to run away because they don't feel like they're not ready, or they don't feel like they're competent. I won't say incompetent, but they don't feel like they're competent enough to handle the situation, so they're running away. But it's like the more that they run away, it's like the more the situation follows them. So you see what I'm saying? So it's like, even though somebody feels like they're not ready, it's like the situation to tell them like, you're ready, you're enough, you need what you got, you are who you are to handle the situation. So don't run away, because the situation's in your life because either it's meant for you to experience it or it's meant to teach you something. And if it don't go how you want it to go, when you do face the situation you do to do, then you know, like, okay, I learned the lesson to at least be open and honest, to at least confront the things that I'm running away from, instead of just letting it come. And you know what? And now what I'm getting to, it could be stuff from people's past. Like things from somebody's past could be like basically coming back to bite them in the ass or some shit like that. And then like they're feeling like they have to run away from those problems. But it's like that's the whole thing that creates like the fear. When you're running away from that, it's like you're fearing dealing with it because you don't want to deal with it, But versus if you would have dealt with it, you wouldn't be. There's nothing to run away from. There's nothing to feel like you gotta, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing you feel like you gotta stay, just avoiding. And essentially that's what it kind of felt like. It did feel like somebody was avoiding, but it felt like they were scared, but it felt like they were also just avoiding as well. And while they were avoiding this thing, if I can really think about what they were feeling, yeah, it was fear, it was nervousness, it was not feeling good enough, but it was also a feeling of like, am I ready to face this? Am I ready to deal with this? Am I ready to take this head on? Versus then before, I never felt ready. So each time that they ran away, it made them face the problem more until they got to a point where they really felt like, okay, I can handle this. Now, the end of the dream, I don't know if they handled it, didn't handle it, but I feel like it was a message that I need to get out to y'all, because maybe it could have been somebody that's going through something like that. They're avoiding things. They're running away from something that they don't know how to deal with. So they don't have the understanding within themselves to how to deal with the situation. So they're running away. But it's like the more that they run away, it's like the deeper they feel, the more they feel, or the more they see, the more signs that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, take a step back, really evaluate why you're not doing it, why you're avoiding, why you're running away, why you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Evaluate it. So then you can fully understand what is it about the situation that's making you fearful or nervous or not feeling good enough. Like, what is it that's making you feel that exact way? And, it's hard to face certain things that we feel or certain situations that we have going on, or like I said, it'd be things from the past. It's hard to, like, really sit down and, like, look at the situation and handle it first at hand. We're so used to not, just suppressing things and not healing and not dealing with the things that we are going through. But then it's like in the end we realize, like, I didn't deal with that, I didn't heal that. Now it's creating a big problem. Now I'm running away from the problem because I don't know how to deal with it. And because of the fact that I don't know how to deal with the problem, it's like it's giving me this space of like I'm running away from things. Versus if I would just face this stuff head on, there'd be nothing to fear, there'd be nothing to like avoid, there'd be nothing, because I've already dealt with the situation. But that's me getting over that fear. So somebody's fearing handling the situation, so they're running away because that's the best thing they know how to do. But at some point, they have to break free from the running away and understand why they're running away. Because in the dream, I feel like at first, like with the first run, like I said, they barely looked and they just, like, so it's like somebody was trying to avoid seeing something so they didn't have to